Today, I'd like to share with you a very powerful teaching on awareness of awareness practice. This will help you get more established in being aware of being aware, which I like to consider the gateway to your true nature. Enjoy the talk. So it begins with this. And while I'm reading it out, please go to where the statements point. Center your awareness in awareness. Be aware of the fact that you are aware. Don't read ahead. And if you want, you can even close your eyes. It doesn't matter. You don't have to read it out. But definitely don't read ahead. Let's go with it, go through it together. Center your awareness in awareness. Be aware of the fact that you are aware. Be aware of the fact that awareness is. Be aware of the fact that awareness is being aware. If you find yourself mentally reciting these things in your head, don't do that. Like, it's not to think about, just do it. I know that's more simply said than done, but just enough mentally reciting things in your head if you find yourself doing that. The moment it's said, just do it. Whatever you think it is, just do it. Be aware of the fact that awareness is being aware. Drop all your hows and whats and what does that entail and am I doing it right? That's just like mental activity that is not this. So don't intellectualize, just do it. I put a disclaimer in here to read all this very slowly, one line at a time, feeling into each statement. When you find yourself being aware of thoughts, notice the awareness of thoughts, right? Awareness is always prior to thoughts. Awareness, see thoughts. Thoughts come and go in front of you. So whenever you find yourself in thought, instead you notice the awareness which sees thought. You bounce back to the awareness in which thought appears. It's like a it's like thought is a reminder of you being aware of it. Notice the awareness in which thoughts appear. Notice the awareness which sees thoughts coming and going. The place which is aware of thoughts is aware of itself, right? So bouncing back of your own seeing. Instead of seeing thoughts, see yourself being. Instead of being aware of thoughts, be aware of being aware. You are being aware of yourself. You are aware of yourself being. Awareness is being. Awareness is aware of itself. Awareness is aware of awareness being. So dwell here, stay in this recognition. And if you keep losing it, that's fine. Just continue to return to this recognition and dwell here. Now it's like we are making this our new home. Our previous home was inside of thinking. Now we are recognizing that our true place, our true position is prior to thinking. It is the awareness which sees thinking coming and going at a distance. But it's not your home as a person. You are not a person dwelling in there. Once again, it's awareness, being aware of awareness. You're aware of yourself. Awareness of awareness is awareness of self. You are aware of yourself being. Like you're not being aware of yourself as a something or as a somebody because you are not an objectifiable object. You are not a knowable experience that you can be aware of. You are aware of yourself, the unknowable being. It is a self recognition of the subject, I. So, this is not a personal self recognition, right? When I say it's a self recognition, I'm not talking about the personal self. This is not a personal self recognition. The person is not aware. The person is an object in awareness, an ever changeful experience perceived in and by you, awareness. When you are aware of being aware, you are being awareness, being aware of itself, being. I really apologize for the repetitiveness of these words, but there's no better words in my capacity to convey what I'm trying to say. This is not a riddle. I wish I could write it a little more simply. When you are aware of being aware, you are being awareness. Impersonal, unknowable self. When you are aware of being aware, you are being that which you seek. When you are aware of being aware, you are being that which you seek. You are being that awareness, being aware of itself, being. You become aware of your own existence. You're not the person's existence. It's not you, the person, becoming aware of the existence of the higher self. In that moment, it is you, higher self, only self, truth, reality, aware of itself, of the fact of its beingness. How incredible. The book, I Am That, that's what it refers to. I am that. Not I, person, am that. I, that, am that. I am is an awareness of one's own being, not the person's being. The person has no being. You are not a person doing anything. You, awareness, you, that which you seek, you, that which is the object of all spirituality, is aware of itself being. You cease to be a person the moment you recognize your own awareness. How incredible. It's not like you are ever the person, even when you are, deeply identified. But in the moment you recognize your own awareness, all personhood, the whole momentum of your story, your self image is at rest. And you can experience this in the absence of thought. Who are you? In the absence of thought, there's no such thing as a person. Even the concept person dissolves. Awareness does not belong to you. It does not belong to you. It is you. Once again, awareness does not belong to you. It's not a possession you have. It is not a possession that you, the person, has. It's not something that you can claim. It's not something you, the person, can claim. It is you. You are awareness. Meaning it's just there's this isness that is aware. That's why we call it awareness. And it's an awareness without form, an awareness in which all of creation, what you call me and my life, the whole world, appears like a dream. In that same awareness, also what you call a dream world, when when this waking person goes to sleep, and it appears a brand new world with a brand new person at the center of it appears. It is the same awareness in which that dream world appears. It is that same awareness in which this seemingly real world appears. You are not the creation that appears. You are not the person inside that, which is like a focal point, just a point of view through which that creation is sensed and felt. You are the perceiver, formless, in awareness, completely formless, in which the appearance of form comes to appear. Ultimately, none of this need be understood. It need only be experienced. And it can only be experienced when you are recognizing your awareness. Nothing else is needed. You can pile on books and books and books and books on your shelf, but this won't be experienced until there's a willingness to actually dive within, put all concepts down, put all intellectualization down, and just recognizing your own beingness, being aware of your own awareness. I had no idea this message was this long. Sorry about that. Last little paragraph. All associations and identifications pause the very moment you are quietly aware of being aware. You could be at a party, you could be at work, you could be eating dinner with your family. Inwardly, you are aware of being aware. And in the midst of that, that's your spiritual practice. In the midst of that, you are not a person. In the midst of that, the whole ego is at rest. The entire personal structure, which is made up of nothing other than thought, subsides in that simple recognition. So this is another beautiful finding that we have to come to see that the entire personal structure, the entire uh, person I think I am is a thought made concept. It's a thought made image of who I think I am, not what I actually am. And once you start to see how it is entirely thought created and not real, then you have to stop clinging to that self definition. You have to stop persisting in the notion that I am this person and all that comes along with that. Like when you are in an argument and the person is triggered and you must prove you're right and spend all that energy to prove your worth. All that is because of the belief that I am a person. Or when someone insults you and you feel terrible, all that is because there's a belief I am the person. And it's not to say that these things shouldn't happen, like, but these things need to be investigated when they happen, you know? When these things happen, they should loosen your personal structure and show you how it is full of holes and not consistent, rather than us doubling down on the idea I'm a person and then seeking a remedy for, wow, someone insulted me. Maybe I should read a book about self-worth and work on myself and try to cultivate self-love. Let me go to therapy. All that is helpful stuff, but if you're lucky enough, this teaching comes into your life and it gives you a very, very direct pointing to your true nature. And if the resonance is there, then we must be willing to look and investigate much more deeply instead of going on all these side quests that are all personal in nature. You go straight to the impersonal and stop persisting in the belief that I'm a person, which keeps you involved in worldly endeavor for personal gain, for personal betterment, for personal aggrandization, which ultimately also leads to nothing. It leads to zero. Anything that is achieved in the worldly realm is erased by change. In the field of impermanence, everything equals zero. Gain is an appearance, it is an illusion. So is loss. The sum of gain and loss is zero. If you are lucky enough that this teaching has come into your life, which we all gratefully are, and if there's a resonance with this message, then the opportunity is of something much vaster than all of these little personal side quests. But with something more direct, there must also be a opening to what is simple, because what is more direct will always be more simple. It will not be gimmicky, it will not be extraordinary, it will not be stimulating, it will not satisfy your personal constructs. That's why we don't like silence, at least in the beginning. Silence doesn't amuse us because it doesn't entertain our personal constructs. It doesn't add anything. So the entire personal structure, which is made up of nothing other than thought, subside in the simple recognition of being aware of the very fact that awareness is. I awareness am. Wordlessly, thoughtlessly, being aware of my being. The entire momentum of the ego is conquered by that simple awareness of awareness. Spiritual salvation does not lie in the future for you. If you're waiting, you lost it. It's never going to happen. It's just here in this very moment, you being aware of awareness, that is your enlightenment. Now, don't let the mind create a story about that, about whether that's good or bad, whether it's achievable or not, because that is just, once again, feeding the personal structure. All intellectualization must ultimately be seen as useless. Be quiet. The greatest use of the intellect is to point beyond the intellect. That's really the purpose of this entire talk. Keep sinking this personal concept into the recognition of self awareness, awareness of self. This makes that personal concept, the ego, weaker and weaker. Its apparent reality and solidity start to vanquish. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, like this is not negotiable. Its reality and solidity will start to dissolve once we commit ourselves to this practice. But if you try to do the practice, but continue to just constantly be concerned about what's going to happen to you, the person, or whether you're doing the practice right, constantly thinking about the practice, that's not committing to the practice. That's just thinking about the practice. It's the opposite of practice. Do it and let that be. Do it to whatever degree you feel you are understanding how to do it, whatever we feel we are being guided towards with great intensity, the best we know how, to the best of our ability, and the rest you leave to life. Total surrender. And naturally, we begin to grow clearer in the understanding of what we truly are, what life really is. You begin to see things as they really are, as opposed to how the mind projects them to be. Okay? And this practice is the direct path to realization of self, which once again does not lie in the future. It is here and now in the recognition of your own being aware. Make sure to join our free self-inquiry community to connect with fellow seekers of truth. Over there, you'll also be able to access my free self-inquiry mini course and my self-inquiry PDF guide that will show you how to practice step by step. Alternatively, if you are looking to work directly with me to dissolve mind identification and awaken to your true nature more deeply, consider joining Self-Inquiry School. In the school, you will embark on a 10-week meditation journey where I will guide you day by day deeper into the experiential recognition of your true nature. Throughout your course journey, you'll be supported by weekly Q&A meetings, guided meditations, and live online retreats. Everything is included under one membership. You can find the link in the description box below and learn more.